Welcome back to SnowRunner, y'all, and this is the brand new Glitchworks 3560 tractor. Now, this is based on a 1985 John Deere tractor, and we're going to walk through all of the customization features as well as what this thing is like to drive here in this video. Now, as far as console availability, as of the recording of this video, it is not yet available on consoles, but it does feature all of the necessary files to be approved for console. So all we need to do is wait for the developers to approve it, and then it should show up on your system's mod browser. And usually Glitch's mods get approved pretty quick. Obviously there can be exceptions to that depending on how the testing process goes, but usually Glitch's mods usually drop fairly quickly on console after release. So without any further ado, let's fire this thing up and see what it's like to drive, see what the customization is like, and see what it's all about. And let's also hear what the horn sounds like. I feel like the horn is very direct and to the point. And the sounds are amazing, too. They sound really realistic. All right, let's jump on into the garage. And now, we got a few different options here. So we've got a stock 5.9-liter turbo diesel. Then we've got a 5.9-liter turbo intercooled, which bumps us up to a B+ power-to-weight rating. Then we have the fully built turbo diesel, which gets us an A power-to-weight rating. So even on the maximum engine, it's not ultra fast, but I would definitely say it's quick for a tractor. Now, gearbox-wise, we have one option. That's it. Suspension-wise, we got one option, and that's it. Now, tires-wise, this is where it gets a little bit interesting because we have the standard issue tractor tire, we have this, the 50-inch wide width, which is even better traction than these, then we have the 50-inch dual rear, and then we have the 50-inch dual all. Now, it's kind of up to you on which way you want to go. I'm pretty partial to the wide width. However, I do like the all duals. I mean, it really depends on where you're going to be using it, how you're going to be using it, and what you are going to be using it for. Again, those options are 100% up to your decision. So we're going to go with the 50-inch wide width. Now, winch-wise, we got stock, stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4. Pretty standard for Glitchworks vehicles, and I really like how Glitch actually kind of spreads them out, basically using a numbering system. So as far as frame add-ons go, we've got a barrel for weight up front. So we're going to go ahead and throw that on. We've got a crane support, and then from there, we can actually install an IM50 loading crane, or we could do a LP4 log loader crane. So this can be used for logging, it can be used for cargo loading. However, it cannot be used with the vanilla farming add-ons, and the reason for that, according to Glitch, is because they would not interface with this tractor properly, and they did not want to release the tractor basically with add-ons that made it almost unusable. So it was essentially a usability and playability decision to not include them, which I completely understand. So we're going to go ahead and put the IM50 loading crane on the back. And then let's see, rear coupler lowered and raised. Oh, that's interesting. So this one is for larger dolly trailers, and then this one is for scout class trailers. Very, very interesting. And then we've also got a factory weight up at the front, but I've already got the barrel up there for weight, so I'm not going to worry about it. Now, horns-wise, you've got a right option or left option. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to go with the left option. And then intake, you've got short and tall. I usually always go with the tall because you never know when you're going to need to actually ford some water. And then exhaust-wise, you've got a tall, polished exhaust or a kind of standard tractor-style flap cap exhaust. We're going to leave that one. And then lighting-wise, we've got a left side beacon, rear light. We'll go ahead and do the rear light, right side beacon, and then we'll do the roof lights and the side lights. Now, wheels-wise, standard issue, that's about all you're going to get. And then we are going to go ahead and put beans on the dash. And then if you wanted to, like to hang an air freshener, you totally could do that. I'm not going to, but the option is there for you if you wanted to use it. So now, let's see what this thing is actually like to drive and like to use. So before we actually do any like off-roading, what we're going to do is we're going to spawn in some cargo on that platform over there because I just want to see how this thing actually lifts and functions with a crane, because I feel like that's going to be one of the primary uses for it. So let's see. Manual loading and long planks. Let's do medium pipes. That's gonna be large. That's gonna be really, really large, but I want to see how it does. Let's go ahead and stop right there. And I'm actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this properly. Well, at least as close to properly as I can get, because I don't quite do anything perfectly properly in SnowRunner, but we're gonna get close here. So activate anchors, crane mode engaged, And let's see how this goes. So imagining that we had a trailer, maybe like a trailer or a flatbed truck maybe to our side that we were going to help load, would this be able to do it with a cargo of this size? And it looks like, I mean, yeah, we're rotating the cargo around, and really all you would have to do is just drop it on the truck and you would be fine. Obviously, you are going to have to wait for it to rotate, but once you wait for it to rotate, you're A-okay. You're good to go. Now, will it flip over if I extend this all the way out? It'll start to weigh itself down, but it can it still lift? Not quite. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, no, this thing works. It works well. It actually works really, really, really well. I dig it. I like it a lot. I'm down for this thing. All right, so let's go ahead and just drop that because we're not really going to need it after that. And now, let's see, remove cargo, and boom. So now, let's see what this thing is like to drive now that we've kind of tested out the cargo lifting capabilities of it. So, high range, if you're cruising somewhere, I have discovered high range is going to be the gear you'll want to be in, as opposed to leaving it in automatic mode, because it's actually faster if you leave it in high. If you put it in auto, it slows down in fourth, and it takes a good while to get itself up into fifth, and then once it does, sure, it's quick, but the second you start to go up a hill or something like that, it'll immediately take itself out of fifth. So if you're looking for some speed out of this thing, I would recommend just leaving it in high. Now, whoa, easy. It's definitely interesting in terms of suspension because, well, it's a tractor and it doesn't really have much of a suspension. Although, look at that. You can actually see the steering rack working. Look at that. That's so sick. You can actually see the steering rack working as you turn the wheels. That's so freaking cool. Now, I wonder, if I were to ask this thing to do a hill climb, what would it... Well, that didn't go well, did it? That didn't go well at all. All right, hold on. Yeah, lockers are always on, and God, I love these rocks. I love how they put them right on the perfect hill climb. They're like, oh, you want to use this for a hill climb? Well, too bad. All right, this will work. Send it. How about we don't send it? How about we go ahead and accept the fact that this is a tractor and it's not designed for hill climbs? That's probably what I should do and probably what I should have done before I even started this test, but, you know, it's fine. Don't worry about it. All right, let's give you some beans and see how you do in the mud. Now, the mud, it should do pretty well, especially with these enormous 50-inch tires. It should absolutely crush it in the mud. I love watching the flapper on top of the exhaust. It's like, I don't know why, but it makes my brain happy. All right, let's go. Wow, so far it's just like bouncing right through everything. Not really even a remote concern in the shallower stuff. We're not going to spend any more time in the shallow mud than we need to, so we're going to go ahead and make a quick right and dive into these mud lanes over here. The lack of suspension is hilarious because it just bounces everywhere it goes. All right, into the even deeper stuff now. It is still crushing it. Oh, wow. Okay, the pond? Guarantee you it's not going to make it through the pond. We're still making it, and we're still in high, and what? Oh, look at that! No freaking way. I have been foot on the floor this whole time in high, and it just... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, the tree stopped it, but that's not in relation at all to, like, you know, this thing not being able to drive through the mud. I'm not going to say it stalled because of the mud. I'm going to say it almost stalled because of the tree. Wow. Okay. Well, that was way more impressive than I thought it was going to be. That was like 10 levels above what I thought this thing was going to be like in the mud. I thought this thing was going to get stuck like halfway through the second mud lane and certainly not make it through the pond in high range. Making it through the pond in high range, like, I don't know if some of y'all realize how big of a feat that actually is, because 99% of the trucks that I attempt that in do not make that. All right, now it's time for the dips obstacle, and yeah, I had a feeling the barrel would be a bit of a concern for this. It's kind of already a bit of a concern, and I'm a tad back and forth about, like, how this is actually, whoa, how this is actually working, because all it's doing is burying that barrel in the ground. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Ooh, easy. Just walk it on over. Walk it on over, not too bad. Dude, this thing's good to go. Look at it. I mean, despite the fact that that barrel hangs about 5 miles in front of the tractor, even so, we're not stuck yet. We still might get stuck. The dips obstacle isn't over, but I'm not necessarily going to give up on it just yet, because it's absolutely just getting after it. Come on. And yep, that deserves a horn honk. It absolutely does. It did it. Well, I'm gonna say that this thing has surpassed nearly all of the expectations that I had for it. And now it's time for the final step. And we're gonna go ahead and repair and refuel before we do this, because y'all know what's about to happen. It's bridge jump time. Now, bridge jump time is one of the best times in any SnowRunner mod test, and we're going to drive most of the way there in first-person view, because we're going to need to switch into first-person view to actually go down the bridge anyway, because if we don't, well, y'all know what happens. The camera glitches under the bridge, and then we can't see where we're going, and then we get a tire caught on the edge of the bridge, and then, well, we can't make the jump, and then we're all sad, and everyone cries, and including me, because it's sad, and I don't know why that took a very sad turn, but it did. Beans is, a bit buzzy, a bit vibraty, a bit active. Not quite sure why Beans is, like, bouncing up and down constantly, but you know what? I'm just gonna let Beans do their thing. All right, here's the hill. This is gonna be, well, I don't know how this is gonna be. I'm a little nervous. We're gonna roll across the entrance right here, and then let it get up to speed. And then we're gonna just put it in, actually, yeah, we're just gonna put it in neutral. There's no way that it's gonna go faster than the gravity can actually take it. We already wrapped the speedometer around itself, and send! You realize how level that was? It didn't go very far, but that was like the most level I've seen something take that jump in a very long time. Dude, that was amazing. That was so incredible. And, I mean, yeah, it bounced back a little bit, especially because of the lack of suspension travel, because there really isn't any suspension. But either way, this thing is an absolute beast. And if you're into tractors in SnowRunner, definitely give this thing a try. But if y'all enjoyed this video, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I will see y'all next time.